fun little viral products today from Tarte and a few others with me, Rebecca, on Not Fit for Print Beauty. I am a fashion and beauty editor who has worked for well over 20 years in the trenches with some of the biggest names in fashion and beauty, and I have brought Not Fit for Print Beauty right here to YouTube so that you have a sort of little digital beauty magazine to look through every day or so, right here on YouTube. Okay, let's get going. I got a lot to talk to you about, including the fact that it is almost Mother's Day. Now, you guys remember that I am going to bring my mommy on here. And I say mommy, I make her sound so sweet. She is a little bit sarcastic and a little bit flip. And she's a personality. Do you remember her from last year? I haven't figured out what in God's name we're going to do with her yet, but we are going to bring her on. So that will be coming probably for Mother's Day, the day or so before, or probably the day of Mother's Day. I'll tell you this. I'm going to get my mother some flowers for Mother's Day. And I did want to remind you that right now at Rose Forever New York, here's two of my, Rose Forever is always on my set. These are real roses, and they last well over a year. Although I suppose the party line from Rose Forever New York is they last a year. But I'm telling you, they last longer. They are fragrant. They are soft. They are beautiful. They will come in whatever color you like. And I mean that. You should see. Plus, they have room scents and candles and all sorts of beautiful. You can get like one little rose. You could get a ton in all different shapes, sizes, colors. I love them. They have been with me since the beginning. So I always tell you about them. Get your mommy something nice. And there's still time from Rose Forever New York. And when you use code RebeccaMD, no, I'm not a doctor. MD is for Mother's Day. Wouldn't that be funny? But no, RebeccaMD, MD for Mother's Day, you will get $20 knocked right off your order. Doesn't matter what you order, bam, $20 taken off for Mother's Day. Don't forget your mommy. Get her some flowers. And while you're at it, get some for yourself because you deserve it, or someone else that you love. Rose is always bright in the day. I have these on my set. I have them downstairs on my table. I just love them. And you'll love them too. They're great people over there. Don't forget, RebeccaMD, $20 knocked off the top of your order. Okay, let's talk about these products. And I want to get right into the demo, really. Mostly we're talking about Tarte today, for the most part. I want to take a look at the Tarte Shape Tape Blur and Brush. It's all about the brush, too. This is a little viral item. We're doing all sorts of little viral fun things today. This is the new Shape Tape Blur. They always name their concealer Shape Tape, don't they? Like, really? This one is actually a cream, though. A cream concealer. And it's kind of fun. And this is a cool little brush. And we're going to try it all out. $29, 48 shades, which is fairly impressive for a concealer. Tarte is interesting. They're very hit and miss, but when a product is good, it's so good. Tarte's pretty prolific. When they miss, they have some wah-wah, but when they do well, I love them. And this is another one they've done well. Let me just tell you, they've done a 2-in-1 lip stain and gloss. This is I got this $36 for the duo on QVC, but I think you can get them elsewhere too. And I saw quite a few people on TikTok shop, if you're ever over there, that were looking at these. They look like kind of a product that's in process. We'll talk about that in the demo. But basically, it is a pen on one side. You'll see it in the demo. That just kind of like a marker pen. There it is on my hand from the demo. And then the other side is a colored gloss. So it's not really like the Chanel Ultra Tenue. Kind of thought it was. It's not. It's its own thing, but it's pretty darn clever. And I want to show you that today. And then when we were talking about it, I started thinking about how Tarte getting into those kind of viral stains that last, a life and a day. I started thinking about brands like Wonderskin, who send me stuff, and even Sacheu, who do the peel-off lip stains, those kind of really dramatic editorial ones. And Sacheu is now branching out into stained makeup that does like cheek stains, and they're going to get into eye stuff. And a lot of these companies have brow products already that just stay and stay and stay. Makeup that you don't have to reapply. Interesting. So I just thought while we were talking about Tarte venturing close to there, that we would talk about these as well, just for fun. And I'm not even sure I matched today in the demo. I just want to, sometimes I just like to roll up my proverbial sleeves and just play around in makeup and take you guys along with it. So that's what we're going to do today, and we're going to go ahead to the demo right now. Make sure you're subscribed. Follow me on all the socials. Join our YouTube membership here. We have so much fun. Let's get over right now to the demo. Okay, the only thing I have on my face right now is, I'm working with Guerlain Skincare right now, and I have this beautiful Chantecaille skincare to try as well, but everything gets its few months test. And so far, I've been doing so well with that Guerlain Skincare that I'm really just wearing either color corrector or concealer and no foundation. So this fits right in. Okay, so let's try this. I am a fan of not all things Shape Tape, but this is the Shape Tape Blur. So the original Shape Tape was way too thick for me. And then there was a second Shape Tape that I didn't like. It was like creamy or something. I didn't like that. There was a third Shape Tape I did like. This is more of a stick. So this is not going to be a liquid concealer. Let's see. And we also have this kind of cool little brush to use with it. And this combo of the two together was $29, but it looks like you could also just get this alone for $29. So be careful. Try to get you the brush if you're going to do it. Okay, let's do one side of the face. Now, you guys know I need concealer to cover my dark pits of despair. Yes, they have their own little theme song. Everybody knows it by now. But I have a lot of like little marks and little discolor. I mean, yes, we all do. But, okay, so I'm going to try to, let's see. I like it on my eyes too, because my eyes get a little discolored. And again, I got nothing on my face, so let's just put it on one side. I do have skincare from the morning, but I'm not going to be wearing foundation. So, I'm really going to put a lot of this in. Let's try this little brush. I admit I was influenced. I saw people using this on TikTok and stuff, and I was like, ooh, that looks soft. So let's try it. Ideally, it does blend well. I'm such a sucker for a brush, even if they're like kind of cheaper. I'm always interested. Ooh, that does blend quite nicely. How'd I do on the shade? That's 29N. Granted, I don't have it on both sides. Okay, let's blur it under the eye here. Oh, it does get into the little like corner of the eye. And then I'm going to put it over the eyelid, which I think my eyelids are a little darker because I just put on so much stuff on my eyes all the time and take it off. I swear it stains. I swear. Okay. Hey, I gotta hand it to the brush. It's nice and soft, and it does get into the corner. I find sometimes even with my I don't know about you guys, but even with my concealer brushes, I kind of have to go like that, and this is getting into that spot. Okay, that's one side of the face. What do we think? How did it do with the dark pits of despair? Here's with and without. Don't scare the children. With and without. Not bad, huh? The dark pits of despair is so horrible. Okay, I'm going to speed it up and do the other side. So far, I'm kind of liking this. It's really nice. What do you think? I kind of like this concealer. I don't know if I like the concealer or the brush. I'm going to have to play with the brush with other concealers, but that's kind of fun. I mean, it blends really well. I am used to these kind of cream concealers being, I think, cakey and chalky, and this is a nice one, and this brush is nice too. Now, you might be a fan of luxury beauty products, but hey, 29 bucks and you can get a reliable concealer with this pretty handy dandy brush. I mean, right? Okay, I'm just going to kind of just go put a little like mascara on and stuff. And then we've got this Tarte lip stuff to play with. Lip stuff? They don't call it lip stuff. They do call it a 2-in-1 lip stain and gloss. And I have the Duo. So I want to play with that. And then I want to talk a little bit about all of these lip stains and all of this kind of stain makeup. It's just kind of an entree to a different type of conversation of what's happening right now in the makeup industry. So stay right there and we'll be right back. Okay, I went off camera and I just kind of did my eyebrows and a little bit of eyeliner. You know, we're not doing a big eye video today. So I thought I would turn that into a few hours wear test because I wanted to see how this did with no powder. And by this, of course, I mean our Tarte Shape Tape Blur. Because being a cream, I thought, oh, that's going to start settling in. And it really hasn't. Now, normally, of course, I would powder under my eyes. I would powder around here in the T-zone. I don't in these videos, of course, you know, because we all use different powders, different brands, loose powder, flat powder, setting powder, radiant powder, flat powders, you know, matte powder. So I didn't. And I wanted to see just kind of how it did left to its own devices. And actually, I am surprisingly impressed by this. It also really seems to have covered, I mean, you can still see the dark pits of despair, but you know, anything short of true magic. But I mean, you know, I think it's made me pretty much more presentable than I was. Let's put it that way. Okay, let's venture into some lips and let's talk about cheeks as well. I'll tell you where I'm going with this. I saw that Tarte got into this 2-in-1 lip stain and gloss. I got this duo here for $36 on QVC. And I actually have seen this on TikTok and such. Like I think it's in TikTok shop or whatever. But I got mine in QVC. QVC tends to be a little bit of a test ground for Tarte. Did you know that? Tarte will kind of like soft launch products on QVC. Some of them make it to Tarte and become like staples in the brand. And some of them are just not really. But it's kind of fun like to get in at the ground level there. That's kind of how they see how they're going to sell and if they're going to work. And at first, I thought this 2-in-1 dual-sided was going to be a little bit like the Chanel. Because you know Chanel, the Ultra Tenue, so good, the double-sided, where it has kind of a liquid lip on one side and then a clear gloss on the other. But this is the gloss side here, is not clear. And then this side is a pen that stains the lips and then a gloss over. And you can either just line and then fill in with the gloss, or you can fill in the whole lip, which I think is what we're going to do. And it made me think, again, this duo was $36 on QVC, and I will link it below. Where I can, I always link stuff up here in YouTube shopping because it's kind of fun. It's growing. You can click on it, and you know it doesn't take you away from the video, and you could peruse the products. But I will definitely get them in from QVC as well. I don't know if they've made it to Tarte just yet, but I'll look. It started making me think that Tarte's getting in on this long stay, long wear staining makeup. Just my bent as a makeup editor. I just kind of want to talk to you about that really quick. There's a lot of products out there from Wonderskin to Sacheu that are making, the younger brands that are really making it their goal to have makeup that lasts all day long. They have stains. Some of them you wipe off. Some of them you peel off. You guys have seen those, right? And I feel like Tarte's kind of getting into that. You don't have to peel them off. The peeling off is a bit of a gimmick. The turning black or green but being red underneath is also a bit of a gimmick. You know, it's made to be editorial and kind of flashy. And I'm not saying that Tarte's doing that, but they are getting in on that long wear makeup. So let's stay with my red lip era. Let's see. So here's the marker portion and what it looks like. And then that's going to dry. Has a little bit of a scent, almost like a hospital-y types. Okay, let's go ahead and put it on. I'll do the whole lip and then we'll put the gloss, which is red, on the other side. Okay, I'll stop halfway through to say it's surprisingly easy to use. Usually with these long stay stains, you have to paint them on, and it could be a bit of a clumsy process if you're a clumsy person. Okay, let me do the other side. Okay, so we got a real red there. So this is the ruby. I bought the ruby and the cinnamon. Let me just show you what cinnamon looks like. Kind of pretty. Feels good. Isn't sinking into lip lines, which is really nice. You know, when Tarte does something fun and they do it well, and they say you can do any combination you want. So I could leave it like this. I'm going to put the gloss over it for our purposes here. But you know, if this is in your bag, you could just put the gloss on. And if it's anything like the Chanel, with the Chanel, you have to reapply the clear gloss, but you really don't have to reapply the liquid lip. This is more of a stain, so it's more of a watery feeling. You saw it in the pen. But you don't have to recharge the pen or anything. It seemed to work really well. Let's see how this looks. Okay, so then we have a very typical, kind of slightly cherry tinged gloss. Ruby tinged, I should say. Yeah, that's nice. So there's a color to it. And it has a sweet, almost vanilla scent. Well, this is a fun little product. Hey, you know, this is why I like to experiment with a brand like Tarte. They're very prolific, and sometimes their products are a little silly. Sometimes their products are too young, but sometimes they're really quite a find. And I think this one is, look at that. How pretty is that? And the stain's not going to come off. The gloss will. It's just an everyday, typical, kind of a retro gloss. It's not really an oil. It's a little thinner than a gloss, but that's really pretty. And then I have that cinnamon color to play with too. So what I was talking to you about is this new trend, sometimes more editorial, sometimes not, from brands like Wonderskin and from brands like Sacheu, to do these kind of last all day looks. Like Sacheu has this lip elixir, and then they have the peel off in all sorts of different colors. So does Wonderskin. The Wonderskin you have to wipe off, but Wonderskin you can spray it and it becomes peel off. The peel off portion of it, and like I said, the colors it turns are, you know, to make it kind of fun. And that's where the youthfulness of it comes in. And since I wanted to feature Tarte, but Sacheu sent over, like I said, Sacheu's really kind of cool. They sent over they call it a cheek stain, STAY-N, because it stays on. And then they sent over their peel off lip liner. Let's try this. This is kind of an orangey color, which doesn't go with this, I know. But let's just see how this works. So, oh, I should have done this before. So this is going to come up. It's going to be really orange and look a little silly with our lip, but that's okay. But I better like it because I'm putting it on and it's supposed to stay. Okay, so you're going to get it up here. I brought over a brush. This is a Refer number 24. Okay, let's see. So this is pretty much exactly like any other roll-up liquid blush, but they say that this is going to be on here for good. I'm getting brave. Please pardon the orange with the red lip. I should have done the cinnamon lip. Maybe my staff needs to put a little bit of thought into my color combinations. They're asleep over there. Okay, so I just kind of draped it a little bit there, and apparently this is going to be on until the end of time. I'll let you know. But I also have, let's not do it on the other side because since we're making a mess anyway, and just sometimes in videos, you guys, I'm not even worried about a comprehensive look. I just want to play with the products, you know? And you guys have told me you feel the same, but tell me if you disagree. Like, I believe that you guys know how to put together your own products. But Wonderskin, they used to have, or they still have, they gained popularity with their peel-off lip stains. They were kind of a competitor with Sacheu, but they sent over this this Phlush stick, but they spell Phlush with a PH. So this is a PH cheek stick, and it goes on the lips too, but we have something on the lips. But I thought, let's try it. It's going to turn that god-awful pink, isn't it? Here's a Refer number 5. Any sort of a stick like this doesn't really, kind of wants a hand. I gotta tell you, I'm kind of loving this, like draped like that. Not with this lip, but you know. But these are kind of fun, and these brands are very young, but they're, you know, they're affordable and they're fun. And I just want to introduce you to it when a product that comes out from a brand you've probably heard of is kind of doing something that these young brands stepped into first. And by young, let's just define young really quickly. I don't mean that they're for 16-year-olds. I mean they're new brands and they do skew younger, but it's makeup. Makeup is every age, right? So this is kind of nice. And it just turned pink. This is definitely showing texture that I didn't know I had, which is kind of common with a gel cheek shade like this. But I got to tell you, and I'll put it down here. I'm going to wear it all day. So I'll let you know how this is kind of a cool. So I know that, I'm going to try to match here. I know that Sacheu, they presented once when I went to YouTube, because they work a lot with YouTube shopping. And I know they said they are going to really be working on their products that stay on. I just blended those two together. I think that's kind of fun. And so they were talking about this coming. I'm kind of evening myself out while we chat here. So that's kind of a fun little, I like that color too. I mean, it's really orange. I don't know that it goes with the lips, but it's really, really orange. Kind of fun. What if, we'll just stay there for a minute. What if I left that red base and then used the cinnamon spice? I took off the ruby gloss. By the way, you can now see that even in taking off the ruby gloss, the lip stain, I washed it right off, but the lip stain is still there. Let's try this cinnamon. That's mixing and matching my liners with my gloss. Just to brown it up a little bit, maybe make a more cohesive look. I'm just having fun. And I mean, I feel like when we start playing in makeup and having fun, that's what it's all about. And the beautiful luxury packaging is so nice. But if you can find a little affordable, cute little handy dandy concealer and brush, and you can find these products that are going to stay right down here again, I will put how long this cheek lasted. I'm not really worried about the Wonderskin. I think they've made better products, frankly. It's a bit gimmicky, but I think that Sacheu is going in an interesting direction, actually. So let's see what happens with that product and how long it lasts. Read that below. But other than that, you guys, super, super cute, affordable, fun Tarte product. And I got to tell you, these lip things, they're good. How much were $36 for both of them? It's not bad. You know, before we turn our nose up, oh, it's Tarte. You know, it's not bad stuff. And I have fun. The editor part of me just wants to introduce you to just what's going on out there and try the stuff and see if you might just want to pick it up for fun, right? But let me know down below your thoughts on these kind of videos, introducing these fun little viral products and just having fun and trying them on. I would love to know. It's not just about what I say. These videos are for you, so definitely let me know. I'll put everything down below and where I can up here in YouTube shopping. Don't forget to join me on all the socials, from Facebook and Instagram, certainly to TikTok, and right here on YouTube, I do have a membership. That's $4.99 a month. We have weekly lives. It's so fun, and we would love to see you there. Make sure you let me know, and of course, what your thoughts are, and of course, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.